March 21st, 2012. We are a couple of weeks removed from 1932, 1946, 1975, 1996. I found that a lot of people, more times than not, in the African American community, are always talking about how too far often we go back. There's an issue with us constantly thinking about where we were, and we need to get over it. About how until it gets to the point where we can just forget where we've been, we'll never be able to move forward. Today is March 21st, 2012. Yet a couple of weeks ago, you could have sworn that we were back in the days of Emmett Till. A young man was killed. In his hand at the time was an iced tea and a bag of Skittles. That's all. Trayvon Martin, 17 years old. Dead now, not because of anything other than the color of his skin. And we can argue it. Of course, you know people will. That he was in the wrong neighborhood at the time. He was fighting back and he got the upper hand. But exactly what type of upper hand do you have when all you have in your hand is iced tea and Skittles compared to a gun? Zimmerman is his name. We'll just call him Mr. Zimmerman. I believe, and this is not a fact, just what I believe, that he's 28 years old. He was monitoring the neighborhood. This gated community needed to have neighborhood watch. So in this gated community, a community that Trayvon, from what sources state, was visiting his family in the gated community, was trespassing or causing some issue that Mr. Zimmerman took issue with. While on the phone with the cops, he began to pursue Trayvon as he was making his way home. These police officers, the police on the phone with him actually asked him if he was following Trayvon, and he stated that he was. At this time, they informed him that he didn't have to. He said okay, and continued to do so anyway. With the gun in his hand, he continued to pursue a young black man carrying nothing but iced tea and Skittles. Now, from what sources say, this is when things become a little fuzzy because no one actually knows what took place, with the exception of the woman whose backyard this actually ended in. Yeah, there actually is video of the woman whose house Trayvon's body lay dead in front of. She stated that Mr. Zimmerman actually shot him in cold blood. These scars that Mr. Zimmerman stated that he had obviously came from one of two things: self-inflicted, or Trayvon attempting to defend himself against a man who was, from what I believe they said, 40 pounds bigger than he was. Yeah, 17 years old. Iced tea. A bag of Skittles. A man bigger than him with a gun. We don't even know what would have ended up happening if it was just body to body, fist to fist. A gun against a 17-year-old. Iced tea. A bag of Skittles. 2012. March 21st, 2012. Yet in 2012, it looks eerily familiar to the days where we were lynched on a regular basis. And please, I need to make something very clear. For all of you who would like to state that I have an issue with my country, I do. And what will your argument be to me? That I'm not an American? That I'm less of an American because I take issue with this country? Understand that if it wasn't for my ancestors, you wouldn't have a country. So don't talk to me about my love of country. America exists because of us, and you treat us as less than. Still, 2012. And a young man is shot and killed, and his murderer still walks. I said to you that this was a couple of weeks ago, and this man is still walking free. How many issues do you know that we've seen in the media on a regular basis concerning a black man, where in less than a couple of hours he was in jail for something far less than? March 21st, 2012. Zimmerman is still walking free. If you're watching this video and you don't take issue with this, we have a problem. Because if this can happen in 2012, the same things that took place in 1805, in 1947, in 1996, every time you think that we've taken a step forward, you're informed that we've taken several steps back. If we've ever moved at all. Iced tea, a bag of Skittles, walking home. They've yet to be able to give anything other than he felt as though this guy was up to no good, and when the scuffle took place and he was shot, he was attempting to defend himself. There is a statute in Florida, this law. My apologies for not being able to say the exact name of the law at this time. But pretty much the law states that if you feel as though you're threatened by anyone, you can defend yourself. That's all. This is in Florida, and if I believe 13, 17 other states, I believe. Please, by all means, correct me if you watch this video. However, with that being said, they're attempting to state that because he felt threatened, he was justified in shooting this young man. He was not on his property. Trayvon Martin did not walk towards this man. He walked away from him. Trayvon Martin's girlfriend has even come out and stated that he informed her before all of this went down that he felt as though there was a man that was watching him. He saw this. She stated that this was taking place. And he continued to walk away from him. This guy followed him even after the police told him not to. Shot him in cold blood. A mother and a father no longer have a child. All because this man felt as though he needed to go after this nigger. They was in a neighborhood and he didn't belong there. March 21st, 2012 is the date that I'm saying this to you. Do you not take issue with this? No matter your color, no matter your gender, no matter where you live in this world, if you are watching this video, March 21st, 2012. If these issues continue to persist, there will not be any more Trayvon Martins. They will be gone. You continue to let these things happen and not meet it with justice, and the young black man will become extinct. And this is not an over-exaggeration. Simply look at the numbers. Iced tea and a bag of Skittles is all you need to have your life taken away from you. Know your truth and understand that we all can see exactly who you really are. Lie for as long as you want. Justice will find you. Iced tea and a bag of Skittles. March 21st, 2012. This must come to an end. No more cute status messages and profile pictures with you not going out and actually taking a stand. stand for something now so that your son, your nephew, your cousin will no longer have to endure this type of inhumane bullshit. It stops now, or we all will be gone. Think about it long and hard, and free your mind. These are the weapons: an iced tea and a bag of Skittles. Ask yourself today, how often does your child partake in either of these things? And if they are found on the street with a hoodie, a bag of Skittles, and an iced tea, how quickly they can be taken from you. Think about it. Free your mind. That's all.